Well, guys, we went out sluicing. It was a total bust. We didn't get skunked and walk away empty. Got a little bit in here. We're going to talk all about it. The Rockhound channel starts now. And welcome back to another edition of the Rockhound channel. My name's William. Happy Friday, everybody. Hopefully it's going a little better than ours did. We ended up getting out there to that sluice location at the Wisconsin River. And unfortunately, the rains made a mess of things out there, and we couldn't get out there with the sluice. That didn't stop us. We didn't leave there skunked. We went ahead and grabbed our pans, got to panning some serious sweet spots. I got a bunch of that sitting up in here. You guys are about to hear about that in just a minute. But first, we have to congratulate our 352 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for following us over on TikTok. Which, by the way, we're sitting almost 376 over there and climbing quickly. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in every Friday. We also live stream on TikTok every Sunday, 8 o'clock. If you guys are new, you seeing this? See that button on down there? Yep, that same button. Go subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure you leave us a like today. Leave us a comment down below. Let's get started. So guys, we went out and enjoyed quite a few hours out there with our pans, Brandon and I had my adopted son with me, and we were hanging out, sitting just out past some sandbars that have been sitting underneath the heavy floods that we had over here this spring in Wisconsin. And there was a ton of amazing black sands and incredible gravels that we were coming across. And this bucket is just loaded with black sands and beautiful, beautiful gravels. And we're going to probably take a little bit of this. I'm going to probably straighten it out a little bit. We're going to run it over here on our mill table just to see how much trace we got. We were panning this stuff down. We were finding a bunch of flour gold in here. And I found a couple wiring bits that I hope that'll come across this mill table today. So we're about to get started here. Oof, I had to be sure you guys were recording over there. Oh. So first and foremost, we got to make sure we got ourselves a little bit of water. Today, I'm going to show you what we use, and I know it looks a little familiar to all you. It's in the office space. That's right. It's a file spiel that you put your paperwork in. These things work out as great classifiers. I recommend you guys go checking out like the Restore or Goodwill or Walmart. These things actually aren't pretty bad. They're pretty cheap. So we're going to go ahead and use this. We're going to get all of our smaller gravels up out of here, and then we're going to run it over here on the mill table. So hang tight, we go ahead and fill up my thing here. We're going to get this classified out. So I'm going to grab myself a thing here. Yep. All of our water that you guys see here up in our tanks is all treated up with a little bit of bleach and a little bit of rinse aid. The bleach is to keep the bugs and nasties out, and that rinse aid is to keep that gold locked up into our machines, our gold pans and everything. It works great. All right. I'm comfortable with that. So we're only going to do probably about a couple or so scoops. And the rest of this, you guys are going to have to see in another episode. We'll be going ahead and whipping out the gold cube. We're going to process the rest of this just the way it is, just to see if whether or not we got lucky and found any bigger flakes. So here we go, guys. Got our scoop. Get a good heaping lot of it. Oop. Get a couple good scoops of that. Oh. Oh yeah, we got up in there really nice, decent stuff. All right, like I said, just a couple scoops, just to show you guys at home just how well this works out. And all I gotta do is just go like that, and it spins them out really nice and wide, so you can see whether or not you have anything pretty in there with your gravels. Again, check your gravels. A lot of places like the Wisconsin River or the Baraboo River or any of the ones that are probably up north, chances are you're going to find yourself gemstones up in there. And I may have found one here. We're going to put this aside and we're going to test it once it's dry. Always carefully looking at it, just to be sure. I'm seeing a bunch of beautiful jasper, a few agates sitting up in here, no nuggies, sadly, but those might be potential crushers sitting up in here. So we're going to go ahead and set that up over here into our little crush deal. And I guarantee there's a bunch more sitting in that bucket. We were there till pretty close to sundown. And we bumped into Sluice out there. He was not too far down from us. We were supposed to meet up to do a small little episode, do some shorts. Sadly, we got lost in transition. He thought I was way down further than I was at, so that's all right. We still got to meet up. You guys missed out on Fridays or Sundays live stream. We went ahead, did up a little bit of his pay dirt. I want to talk about that a little bit. So this here is a new spiel that he is doing with a bunch of other folks to collab with, and it's the Wisconsin Driftless Region Prospectors. I want you guys to go take a look at that. I believe he's got it all set up on his page. Go check him out on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, Facebook, and go check out some of his stuff. I'm going to leave a link down in the description down below. So definitely go check that out. Now, I'm just kind of running, chasing my tail here. Yeah, and there's what you guys want to see. Yep, that's the emblem right there. You guys want to be sure to look for that out there. So definitely was awesome. We found some cool gold sitting up in here. I was pretty excited about that. Some decent little chunky guys up in here, guys. I was absolutely astounded. So we're going to go ahead and clear this out. I'm going to go ahead and get this all classified. We're going to probably grab some more of those little gravels out before we run it over here on the mill table. So I'll be right back. But first, before we get started here, I got a couple tips for the first-time prospector. One is going to be to go check out your local rules and regulations. Do that over at your local BLM website, which is Bureau of Land Management, and your local DNR. Be sure to go check that out. That saves you guys out in the field. Some places don't allow panning, sluice boxing, or any high banking, much less any of the metal detecting or any of them good things that we do out there. So please be sure to go check that out. Make sure you're safe out in the field. Now, the second tip that I got for the first-time prospectors, if you've already got your stuff here at home and you're about ready to go ahead and run it either on your finishing sluices or your mill tables or whatnot, please be sure to turn around. If it's a fine-tooth mat that's sitting up on there, we also recommend to go ahead and grab yourself one of these boogers. You can pick them up over at Walmart or anywhere that's got a cooking section. These are very, very awesome to have with your kits. And all you do is you just turn around, take it, and reclassify it one more time. And there's another thing that you guys got to do. Remember how I always tell everybody, double check all your cons, all your gravels. Be sure to check them again. Now in here, I'm going to show you in just a minute what we just found. So guys, I got to show you this. So this is how important it is to check all of your gravels, because you just might miss a bit sitting in here that might have some gold in it. And we just discovered some of that here. I'm going to show it to you. Hopefully this camera does it some justice here. Just trying to get it all right where I need it to be. So right There, guys, there is one bit of quartz. Let me get my big old fat finger up in there. There's a bit of quartz, and sadly this camera will not show it, but it's got some gold in it. Always check your gravels, guys. Even a lot of this is really quartz rich. You see a lot of different kinds of minerals sitting up in here. Some of this could be potential crushers that may have some decent flakes. So please, always check your guys' gravels before you go ahead and dispose of them. Now that was pretty gosh darn cool. That shows you guys the absolute importance of to check out your gravels every time you guys are out. I've got a bucket sitting over here. It's got the big boys in it. I bring them home every now and then. And I make certain to go check them out because there might be some big old nuggies locked up in some quartz. Not to mention the big old flakes that might be up in there. So that's a big important tip for the first time prospector out there. Always check your gravels. Ooh, we always find some good stuff up in there. Now let's go ahead and get this stuff set up in a bowl. We're ready to go ahead and run it on the mill table. So before we go ahead and continue on, I've got everything all set up in our bowl. We're about to get fired up here. But I wanted to thank all of our incredible TikTok followers. We're almost there to almost 400 some odd subscribers. Holy cats, you guys are absolutely blowing us up there. We love you guys so much. If you want to go check us out, that's the Rockhound channel on TikTok. Thank you guys so much once again for showing us the love. Let's get over here onto that mill table. So we went ahead and fired up our mill table. Once again, if you guys are new, this is our homemade mill table, all built out of scraps, love, and prayer. This thing has been the absolute godsend when it comes down to finding that beautiful flour gold, and it just locks it up in there real nice and tight. We're about to get that first scoop in. Now, this stuff is rich, beautiful, buttery black sands and material, and it will go over here real nicely on this mill table. We are running super micro mat that's on here. It's just a basic V mat, very small V's on there. It just captures that gold perfectly. Got a little bit on me, gotta get this off. There we go. Every little bit of that back into that mill table. If I see some beautiful shiny sitting up in here, you'd be the first ones to see it. So hopefully you guys can see this. Oh yeah, we ended up with some dynamite gold up in there. I told you guys we were gonna get some, and let me see if I can get up in there. And if it'll let me, you'll see it. 1, 2, 3. That one, 4, 5, 6. Look at that one, it's a chunky one. 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, I think I'm going to stop right here. And I'm not even done with the bulk yet, guys. I'm not even near as done. I think I got like 6 or so scoops up out of there. That's pretty gosh darn good. Holy cats, guys. Look at the gold sitting in there. We're not even done yet with that bowl. And there's some chunky bits sitting up in there. Look at that booger right there at the bottom of your screen. Holy cats, that is insane. That's not all, guys. We got a ton more sitting down in here. There's a bunch more sitting right about here, guys. Just a bunch more. So I got to turn around and dry all this out and carefully pick out all the flakes and give them the final count. Now it's time for the close. Well, guys, we end up with a ton of specs sitting in here. We got close to almost 40 colors, including that chunky guy that's sitting up in there. Ooh, and we're not even done yet. We got this entire bowl and a pail to do over here on our gold queue. So please be sure, if you are not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscription button. Make sure you leave us a comment down below. Leave us a like today. And also, please be sure to tune in. Next week, we are headed out with Sluice, and we're headed out to some of his secret little padding sites. Ooh, you don't want to miss that. We did a pay dirt review for this guy, and oh my goodness, the chunky bits that are sitting up in there. Go check these out. And also, please be sure to go check out Wisconsin Driftless Region Prospectors. It's something that him and I and a bunch of other guys that are starting to get together. I'm sure he's got himself a link sitting over on his YouTube page or his Facebook. And please be sure to go give him a like. Leave him some love. Subscribe to him, guys. He's got a ton of cool stuff out there. Get some of those pay dirt bags. And as always, guys, my name is William. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And I'll see you on the next adventure.